Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yes.
I feel like I've been waiting for this fucking movie for 10 years.
This has been such a nightmare movie.
Yeah.
Because, James Gunn is, he came in 2014, Guardians 1, great. Guardians 2, also great.
Yeah.
He's there, Marvel love him,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, a bunch of old tweets appear from, 2010 or whatever, of him making, jokes, and then Marvel sack him.
Yeah.
Gone, out the door. All of Marvel, all the fucking Guardians, cast are what the fuck?
Yeah,
Dave Bautista's everyone at Disney are fascists. Chris Pratt apparently sent James Gunn some Bible verses.
That's a Chris Pratt moment.
Which can you imagine getting Bible verses from Chris Pratt?
After being
at random moments of the night.
After being fired from the biggest job of your life.
Fucking Chris Pratt just sends you I don't know, a random verse in the Bible. I'd be like, thanks, Chris.
I love the idea that it wasn't even relevant. It was just some
he just sends them every day. He just sends them a random verse. He's like, thanks. Thank you, Chris. Very cool. But so he was fired, and all of the cast were obviously not happy.
Yeah.
And it seemed like one of those things where Guardians 3 probably wouldn't have went on without Gunn, because they were pretty clear on, especially because apparently they were still going to use James Gunn's script.
Yeah.
But that only just made the cast angrier. Because they were like, so you'll use the script, but you're not going to let him fucking direct the thing.
Yeah,
exactly. And it was but eventually he came back. But then, as he came back, James Gunn also had the Suicide Squad. Because he went over to fucking DC.
Yeah, which is based. So he did the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, fucking fire from Marvel. DC were like, come over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we make movies. Ignore the fire behind us. So yeah.
Ezra Miller just going around smacking things.
So DC, get him for the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So obviously James Gunn has to go and do the Suicide Squad before he can do Guardians, which also then delays it. Then a whole fucking pandemic happens.
Yeah.
So this film just feels like it's taken forever to come out.
I think Guardians 2 came out 6 years ago?
Yeah, it was 6 years ago, 2017, and it's and I think 3 was meant to be for 2020. Yeah. I think the idea was every 3 years, but obviously, he obviously had Suicide Squad, so all these different things happened. So yeah, we finally get it.
Yeah.
And I was obviously excited for it.
Yeah.
Because it's Guardians. I love James Gunn. I think he's the best fucking asset of Marvel.
Yeah.
Or at least he was before he left. And so I was excited, but part of me was also nervous. Because I was just this is taking so long.
Yeah.
Marvel's in a shitty place right now.
It's carrying the entirety of Marvel and its fucking back.
Yeah, you've got all these things. But then I sit down, I watch it, and then I'm like, this might be the best MCU movie ever.
Yeah, no, I think it is.
I
think it definitely is.
I think it is 100%.
I mean, I was looking at the other MCU films I like, and none of them fucking...
I think what it is the reason why I think it is because of... It's a strange thing where it's the best one because of what came before.
Yes.
Where it's it's not the best one. You can't watch it on its own.
Yeah.
But it's the best in terms of it completes a trilogy.
Yeah.
And it manages to tell within this universe, it is essentially the end of a trilogy that has a beginning, middle, and end, and wraps it all up as satisfactory as possible. It is such a satisfying conclusion.
No, exactly.
And it's it's strange to say, it's a more satisfying conclusion than Endgame.
Yeah.
Because it's one of them where it, because Endgame is an ending, but Endgame still has a bit of a smirk where it's
Endgame,
we're still setting things up. Loki, where's Loki gone?
That last half an hour is literally just set up.
They still set up a lot of other things where it's Marvel, and Guardians, we're not going into spoilers, but it does leave avenues open for more stuff, and it's but at the same time, it still works as a conclusion.
Yeah.
You could realistically be we could never get a Guardians movie again.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
With that.
They might show up in Avengers.
Yeah.
But that's fine. But we might not. But the trilogy is what it is. It stays as it is. We now have a complete Marvel trilogy. Because the thing is, when you think about it, the Iron Man trilogy
Yeah, it's
Iron Man
just
3
three disconnected.
It's just 3 movies. Like Iron Man 3 doesn't. It could have ended. Iron Man 3 is a weird movie because in some ways Iron Man 3 does actually give an ending.
Yeah,
it has like a trilogy kind of feel to it, like an end of a trilogy feel. But then it's immediately just like it's immediately just fucking thrown to the side when Age of Ultron comes out.
Yeah.
And so, but then and Captain America, Civil War is just Avengers 2.5.
Yeah, exactly.
Ant-Man, Quantumania, Quantumania is barely an Ant-Man movie.
Then you've got fucking Ragnarok, which was essentially like a reboot for Thor.
Yeah, which doesn't really count. Yeah, and it's, you got Love and Thunder, which, I mean, you can't really do what, like, say if we get a 4-5.
Yeah, then I guess that's technically a trilogy, but then you've had Love and Thunder in that trilogy.
Yeah,
so, like,
and even then, does it really count? Because it's a reboot, but at the same time, a lot of the stuff that happened in the other two still happened.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't really. So it's this thing of like, I mean, what other trilogies have there been?
I guess the Avengers trilogy itself, but even then.
It's a quadrilogy.
Yeah. But talking about Guardians, it does.
It just does so much right.
It has, and I think the reason it works so well for me is because it's got the strongest emotional through line of any of these films, and Rocket.
That emotional through line is why those films work so well. Is because all of them, because I think to me, like, James Gunn understands that what made Marvel work during its like peak, like in the MCU, is the characters.
Exactly.
The characters were fun to watch, and so that came first.
It
was never like, and it's one of them. Like, Guardians was never the film to set up like 16 other movies. They were always just there to tell its own story. What I always liked about them was it was just this little corner of the universe. It's one of them. Like, Guardians Volume 3, in the grand scheme of Marvel, doesn't really factor into anything.
No, it
doesn't set up like, the like Secret Wars.
No.
It doesn't do any of that. It just, but it
Thank fuck they never once said the word multiverse. I've
exactly.
Never been so happy in my
It
life.
just exists as a single end of a trilogy. It just exists as a movie that ends this trilogy of characters and brings everything together, and it just wraps it up neatly. And it's like like Rocket's like storyline, which has kind of been James Gunn's like passion by project almost, has been to do the story of Rocket.
Yeah.
If I remember right, I think I saw the initial plan was before Guardians 3, they were going to do a Rocket and Groot movie.
Yeah.
Which I think essentially was just going to be Guardians 3.
Yeah.
It was going to be that story. But I think it made sense of, no, like, let's put that story into here.
No, and the way they do it is fucking genius.
Yeah, like using Rocket's like story as kind of this is the end. Because again, like, it raises the stakes immediately. I love how, because, it's one of them, like, because Guardians has been interesting, but, like, the two films previous were, like, Star-Lord was the focus.
Yeah.
It was Peter Quill. Like, he was the main.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the first one was him forming the team, second one's about his dad, and it's like, but this one, obviously the focus is Rocket, but it immediately starts with, like, Rocket's in danger.
Yeah.
So they need to go on a mission to save him.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it immediately gets you, like, emotionally, because you love these characters.
Exactly.
And it's one of them where, like, it's so strange to watch a Marvel movie where a character gets hurt, or a character is in is in this, like, perilous, like, situation, and I'm, like, scared.
Yeah.
And I'm, like, nervous for them. Like, there's, like, one scene where, like, a character is behind Groot.
Yeah.
And for a second I was like, oh no! Like, I was like about to cry, and I was like, oh god, like, is Groot gonna die? And it's like, that doesn't happen in that scene. But I've never felt like that.
Yeah.
With Marvel, I've never like watched like Avengers Endgame, and I'm like, I'm gasping for fucking air because like Captain America, like someone's like near Captain America, I'm like, oh, he's gonna die. Like, no, like, but that's what I mean. It's like because James Gunn is not afraid, and especially in this movie, he is not afraid to get really, really, like, dark.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the interesting thing about this movie, like, overall, is it really does feel like James Gunn was kind of was just left free.
Yeah.
Because they were like, this is your last one.
This is a surprising amount of broken limbs.
This genuinely is probably the darkest MCU movie.
Oh yeah, easy.
Like, it's not like, it's not dark in the sense that it's not fucking irreversible. Like, it's not like that kind of, but when you look, like, there is some really, like, obviously, like, there's animal cruelty and stuff, and, like, there's a particular, like, flashback sequence that is fucking devastating, but part of why is because of how it's, like, shot.
Yeah.
And, like, how James, like, because, again, like, James Gunn, you could just tell it's his thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, there's a, you know, the opening title sequence where it plays a Creep from Radiohead, and it's just this
I will say I kind of hated that.
Why?
Because it's a Creep from Radiohead.
No, it's a great song. No, but, like, that whole sequence is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so well done, and it's so, like, because it just, again, it feels like it's a James Gunn film. It feels, every single beat makes sense. Like, it's such a better way of articulating where everyone is and where everyone is, like, narratively and emotionally, like, without really saying much.
Yeah.
And again, like, just it's one of those films that, like, I can't imagine this fucking script not directed by James Gunn.
Oh no, absolutely.
It would have been a fucking disaster.
Imagine directed by, like, John Watts.
Yeah, like, exactly, like, because so much of James Gunn is in these movies, like, the music especially is just James Gunn and stuff, and, like, he's put so much of his heart into these movies, and it just shows in everything.
Yeah.
It shows in the emotion of the characters, it shows in the humour, it shows... Can I say that's another thing as well? These films are fucking funny.
No, it is genuinely
This
funny.
film is fucking hilarious when it wants to be, and it's it's... Because again, like, these films, the humour isn't just them making silly quips.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of humour. It's humour that fits the characters.
No, exactly.
It's humour that, you know, and I think what's also good is it like... James Gunn is also a comedy writer who understands why these characters are funny. And uses their kind of, you know, like Drax. Dave Bautista is very funny in that role, because his kind of demeanour, like the way he says certain things, is just funny.
Yeah,
and
no,
it's like,
Drax is fucking hilarious.
Drax gets, like, so much Drax's humour just comes from how Dave Bautista says something, and James Gunn knows that, so he leads into it. He knows, it's kind of thing, it's crazy, because the cast are so... It's this interesting thing of, like, the cast are so deeply connected to each other that the chemistry just shows immediately. And it's not this case of, like, Avengers Endgame, that final action sequence, none of them were together. They were all, like, spliced in. But you can believe with Guardians, they were all together in a scene. They were all there. Like, you know, even fucking Rocket, which Bradley Cooper only voices the character, but... Even that is incredible. Like, it's weird to say that Sean Gunn is probably the star of the show, because even though, because he done the mocap for Rocket, and it's like, and it's weird because in the film he is two characters to me. Like, he is Rocket, and he is his character. Kraglin. He is playing two people in that. Bradley Cooper does the voice of Rocket, but when Rocket is there in a scene, that is him. That's him doing all that. And it's like, and obviously, like, Bradley Cooper is also fantastic in it. Which Bradley Cooper's been weird in these, because Bradley Cooper's, like, always been the quiet part of Guardians. Like, you almost forget it's Bradley Cooper. Because he's obviously a big actor. It's like, but he's fucking incredible in this film.
He's
like,
really,
anytime he starts, like, nearly crying, I'm nearly crying. Like, I'm like... Anytime these characters start sobbing, I'm like, oh fuck, come on, man, like, don't start.
No,
like,
it's a fucking emotional whirlwind.
It is one of the, like, I was so close to tears so many times during that fucking movie, and, like, because, again, James Gunn has crafted this universe and this trilogy where you feel so much emotion for these characters, and you feel like you care about them, and you want them to be okay. And you never get that with other Marvel movies. You never get to that extent. When I watched Quantum Mania and I saw fucking Ant-Man get punched in the face, I don't give a fuck about whether or not he'd survive. Exactly. Like, I don't care. Like, you know, it's like, and that's the problem with Marvel on, like, a wider level, is the emotion's not there. And it just shows when you watch James Gunn's Guardians movies. The emotion of these characters comes through immediately, because he knows how to write them. He knows how to get the emotion from them, and it's like, because so much, like, this to me feels like a film by a director.
Exactly.
It feels like a film by a director who knows how to craft the story, and knows how to craft these without relying on tons and tons and tons of fucking Easter eggs and future knowledge. And it's like, you know, Because even the fact that he had to deal with some of the the baggage of Endgame with Gamora.
Yeah, I think that is the weakest part of the movie.
It's the weakest part of the movie, but I think at the same time, it's still good enough. He still does it's the weakest part, but I still say he's done a really great job considering that a lot of that stuff was completely out of his control.
Yeah.
All of the stuff with Gamora and essentially everything that happened with Infinity War Endgame, that was out that was out of his control.
Yeah.
So the fact that he was able to kind of work with that and really, it's not perfect, but he's done a decent job with what he needed to do with it, and it's because the thing, Guardians 3 packs a lot into a movie. It is 150 minutes and it feels it.
Yes.
But at the same time, it doesn't feel like it wastes any time.
Yeah, no, it's paced.
It's paced pretty beautifully.
Really
I
well.
couldn't believe how well paced it is.
Yeah,
it's a long movie and it feels long.
Yeah.
But it's interesting watching this. We watched Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, and that was fucking slow.
Which isn't that much longer.
No.
Than Guardians, but that was a fucking slog.
Yeah.
In a lot of scenes, but Guardians, it's because it's always moving.
Yeah.
And again, I think that emotional through line is what makes it work.
Yeah.
And why the pace is so
it's
well.
Structured superbly.
Yeah.
With the constant fucking flashbacks to Rocket's past.
And the flashbacks come in, they're not too many.
Exactly.
They come in at the right moments.
Yeah.
They never feel,
cry every time.
Yeah, every single time you're like, oh my god, I am gonna cry.
James Gunn knows the fucking way to my heart and his cute animals.
Yeah, cute animals that are all just wonderfully even the voice performances.
Yeah, the voice performances
are all incredible from them.
Yeah.
And it's and again, they're not in it that much.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, but they get. But again, James Gunn is not afraid to keep things moving.
Yeah.
But with those flashback scenes, take the time.
Exactly.
Let them sit. Let them, don't just keep rushing to the next thing. Don't have a thing of Rocket needs to escape this place. Let's show his escape plan and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
it's no, it's immediate. No, he just knows. He just wants to leave.
Yeah.
He's, he makes stuff. He's smart. It's it's just, again, it's so funny watching these Guardians movies and seeing this is how these Marvel movies should be made.
Yeah.
And it's so funny when you watch Love and Thunder.
Oh, absolutely.
Which to me is this is a James Gunn. This is an attempt at being James Gunn, and it fails. Which is funny because both movies have a lot of kids in them, and kids are a major part of the narrative. But the kids in Guardians are used beautifully.
Yeah.
They're used for humor, but they're also a part of the plot. Whereas Love and Thunder, it's just kids in it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the kids, obviously different movie, but Love and Thunder, the kids are fucking...
It's a different movie, but it shares a lot of that DNA.
No,
Taika Waititi wants to be James Gunn.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel with Love and Thunder, which and it feels especially distracting when the Guardians are in it.
Yeah.
Even, they're only in it for 5 minutes, but it still feels like they're in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
So it's bizarre.
Yeah.
It's such this movie. It's just you watch Guardians 3, and it's just this is incredible. What the fuck am I gonna do now?
No, that's the main thing. Is how the fuck do you follow this? The Marvels Secret Invasion follows this technically in a month.
I can't wait.
I
I can't wait to watch Secret Invasion and just be
just feel nothing.
What the fuck's this?
Well, that's the thing. It's fucking Guardians almost made me cry, which is just lovely of James Gunn. Cheers for that, lad. And when I watch Secret Invasion, I'm just gonna.
You feel nothing.
Yeah.
Secret Invasion will never have a hallway scene.
Exactly.
Like Guardians
3.
That
hallway scene was sick.
That hallway scene is one of the absolute best action sequences I've seen in a blockbuster.
It's definitely the best one in the MCU that I can think of.
Easily.
Oh yeah.
Because it is so fluid with the way the camera moves, and it's so. But I think again, I think what I love about the action in this movie is you can tell what's going on.
Yeah.
You can tell in the stakes, obviously when Adam Warlock enters, immediate, he's fucking powerful.
Yeah.
Because he just fucks everyone up, and it's really good.
Yeah, I like what they do with him in this film.
I do, because you see, I don't really have any
No, I don't have any fucking
knowledge with
Adam
Adam Warlock. So whether or not this is a completely new take on him. I thought Will Poulter was quite good in it and quite funny. and like quite, you know, and it's like, and I like what he did with him, and I think he's not in it that much, but I think that was wise to do that because I think he's a strong Bruce essentially in the movie, and I think that's good because, and it's like he's in this role, but you don't see him that much, but like good.
Yeah.
I don't, because to me it would have got old if he was just constantly like every 5 minutes like got into doing something. There's Adam Warlock, and it's like no, it's like to me like no, like he should be that kind of character.
I'm curious to see what they do if they do anything with him.
I think
in any upcoming stuff, because I mean it is Adam Warlock, like he's a fucking.
For me, I think what I suspect is a lot of the the Guardians, as they are at the very end, without giving away anything, there will be a continuation of some things.
Yeah, that has to be.
You know, like Adam Warlock will probably get like a movie.
Yeah.
Or get like something, you know, or a show or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you probably won't get another Guardians of the Galaxy.
No.
You won't get another Guardians, you know, you won't get another movie.
No,
probably.
You can tell what characters are definitely not coming back.
Yeah.
Like, we're not getting, like, without spoiling anything, we're not getting Drax back, we're not getting Gamora back, we're not getting, you know what I mean? You can tell.
If you do, you'll get them in Avengers.
Yeah.
For like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But that's it. You will not get them, like, you know, you won't get them in a movie again. Like, proper, like, you know, like, you're not going to get them, like, in, like, a full,
absolutely.
like, support, like, you know, at most, they'll be in the background in, like, an Avengers movie or something. And it's, like, because, I mean, Dave Bautista's made it clear.
Yeah, he's
made it abundantly clear. He's like, if there's no James Gunn, I'm not fucking doing it.
No,
like,
exactly.
and it's so funny, what, like, sort of looking at these, like, movies, because...
Well, Zoe Saldana basically said, like...
They've all basically said, like, they've all basically said, like, I'm not coming back, other than Chris Pratt, who even then, he didn't say, I'll be back, he just kind of went, if there's a story.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's it.
You can make a quick buck.
Yeah, but it's one of them, it's like, but I think it's interesting because, in a way, that's kind of a good mindset for them to have.
No, I think that's the good attitude.
Because this was always more than just, this is Marvel. Because the thing is a lot of these actors, their careers were made by this. Like, obviously, Dave Bautista was a wrestler, but a lot of what he did in Guardians was what made him an actor. And made him, you know, be taken seriously as an actor.
Oh, no, exactly.
Chris Pratt, like, that's what made him the Chris Pratt you see now as an action star. You know, Karen Gillan. This was their first, like, major Hollywood role, like, sort of outside, like, Doctor Who and stuff. And so a lot of the, you know, like, obviously, the Astral Space Mantis, I saw, like, a thing of when she found out about James Gunn being fired, she was actually at, like, a convention. Yeah. And she, like, started, like, sobbing. Yeah. Like, she, like, had to, like, leave, like, the fucking, like, panel or whatever, because she was, like, so emotional, because all of that cast grew such a connection with him. Sweet. And you could tell really when you watch the movie, because you can tell that this is a movie that feels like there's so much passion behind it, because this is the end.
I fucking hated Cosmo the dog. I thought the dog was fucking stupid.
Shut up. Shut up. What do you mean? It was cool.
I fucking hated the dog. I thought the dog was...
Well, I liked the fucking dog.
I thought the fucking... my biggest flaw with the film...
The dog.
Film.
Fucking hated that dog.
I thought that bad dog joke was fucking dumb and went on too long.
I didn't mind it.
I
was like, no, I thought that was cute. Oh, that's nice.
Fuck the dog.
No, because that had like a nice...
That dog can go fuck itself.
That was a good bit. That had like a good beginning, middle, end. That was a nice, you know, it was like, Kraglin called it a bad dog. Yeah. She was like upset about it.
She keeps going fucking on about it.
Yeah, and that's
two more scenes.
And then he says, good dog, and then she's really happy.
You fucking scream.
That's a nice...
Fuck the dog. Get the dog out.
You're just a hater.
I am.
You're the fucking villain in the movie. You just fucking hate animals.
High evolutionary.
Yeah, you are the fucking high evolutionary.
The dog.
Best villain.
He's a great villain.
He honestly might be the best like MCU villain for me. Genuinely.
I think he's the best at being a villain. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think there are better characters. Like Thanos is a fucking cool.
See what it is. I like Thanos, but I don't like where he ends up.
No.
That's what I hate. One thing I hate about fucking Endgame is I hate that the Thanos that they fight at the end is a Thanos who doesn't know who any of them are. So he's just like, the fuck are you guys? Like, that's shit. Like, that was so shit. Like, and it's like, there's just, all of these stakes are gone because they're just fighting a guy. Like, that was just, I mean, I get it because they killed the other one. But, like, even then, the other one just fucking beheaded him. Like that was just like.
But fucking, I think the High Evolutionary as a villain.
He's fun, yeah, and I think that's why he kind of is better than Thanos for me.
Yeah,
because he has a complete like villain arc, whereas Thanos is just like he wins, and then he just gets killed.
Yeah,
and then now there's just another one.
A new Thanos 2.
New Thanos who done none of that. All of that development in Infinity War kind of goes nowhere.
Yeah,
because he's then just killed.
Yeah,
and it's like. No, like I think that would have been cool to see more of Thanos like post snap team because in the end she's just on a fucking farm.
Yeah, you just chill.
But again, it's like I think that just hates
That's what I'm
Endgame.
gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, I would do
after I kill half the universe. That's what I'm gonna do.
But it's like, but with the High Evolutionary, like to me, like he's just a strong. I mean, besides that, the actor's great.
Yeah,
because I think he was in Peacemaker.
Yes,
I believe. Yeah, there's a couple of Peacemaker like people.
Yeah, isn't Jennifer Holland in it?
She plays one of the people in the factory who gets like a fucking leg shot, which I thought was really funny.
Oh yeah, I know you.
Yeah. Which a lot of people got really mad at that.
Yeah, because people
are like
misogynists.
Which people are like, why is he still putting his wife in everything?
Ugh,
it's like,
why would he cast people he knows?
It's like every fucking director does that. Fucking everyone. James Gunn, because like James Gunn literally like did it because like James Gunn knows that these people, you know, I guarantee most of the Guardians cast are gonna be in the DC movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Chris Pratt will turn up somewhere.
Yeah.
Dave Bautista will.
It's almost like directors are gonna cast people they know are good.
Exactly. Yeah, like
what a fucking shock revelation.
Yeah, like because it's one of them because they all love him.
Yeah.
And I think because even Chris Pratt, it's funny because like when he's like talking about like Marvel, like the future of Marvel, he's like, like never say never, I guess. And I've been like, but when people bring up like James Gunn's DC, he's like, the moment he calls up, I'm there. Say one, like
Batman.
Yeah, he's like the moment he calls, I'll say yeah.
He will.
Whatever.
He's
it's
definitely
like,
gonna be fucking Batman.
Yeah, like people say Booster Gold.
Yeah,
and he would be probably perfect for it.
He'd be a decent Booster.
Yeah, like but again, like it's funny when you see the attitude.
Yeah,
where it's like Chris Pratt does not give a fuck about Marvel. Like he does not care. He likes it because it's James Gunn. Yeah. Like when he talks about DC, he's like, James Gunn is like my best friend. Like I'm 100. Like you know, if he wants me for anything, I'm there. Like and like all of the time,
every day he sends Bible verses, but like in like it's all code.
It's like like
everyone's out. Please cast me.
Yeah, it's like but then like fuck like Dave Bautista, I don't think he wants to do any more superhero stuff. Yeah. But if James Gunn calls up, he will do it probably because it's Dave Bautista.
He'd do a fucking
because it's him. You'd be like, obviously.
I could see him like as a one-off villain, Dave Bautista.
Yeah, and even then, like, but again, like I think because it's James Gunn, he wouldn't waste them. As a villain, he would use them the way because he knows what. Because again, he knows these actors because he built such a relationship with them.
Mad how that works, isn't it?
It's mad, isn't it?
Almost like these people are people.
When when a director built a relationship with a cast of characters. You use them in other things, and you find what they're good at.
Because I just don't
let them take risks.
Where's people coming from? Obviously, if he's got a random bit part and he doesn't want to go through a massive casting process for it. Yeah. Obviously, he's gonna cast as like someone he fucking knows.
Oh yeah, and plus as well, it's like when you like direct something. When you're like, or when you're like directing or when you're writing something, which obviously you write all of his like movies, like when you're like writing characters, you typically have like an idea of who that person is in your head. Yeah. And when you've worked with enough people, you can't just go, oh, this is kind of the character I'm thinking of. I've worked with someone like this who can do this.
Exactly.
I'll get them.
Exactly.
Like fucking like everyone does it. Yeah. Fucking the Russos.
Yeah.
I mean, granted,
the peak of cinema.
Yeah. The fucking Russos, like the Grey Man, Chris Evans, Cherry, Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Like it's like they work with people who they've worked with before. Like everyone does it. Like every single person does it.
But because it's a woman.
It's a woman.
Get her the fuck out of my movies.
You know what it is? It's those like fucking Restore the Snyderverse people who are pushing that narrative. It's a lot.
Well, it's because they hate James Gunn, innit?
They hate because they want
I want the Snyderverse back as much as the next guy. The next like angry Twitter guy, but
the next angry like Twitter racist.
Yeah, exactly. Without being an angry Twitter racist. So, but at the same time, like I'm really excited for this new DCU.
Watching this movie, right? Like,
oh no, my excitement levels of Superman Legacy are now fucking.
Superman Legacy is like my most anticipated film of like 2025 now.
Yeah.
Because it's like
what other fucking films do you know that come out in 2025?
Jordan Peele.
Okay,
I believe has a film, and which I'm like, okay. Well, I think it's next. Well, no, it's next year actually. I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
So
then what fucking 2025?
Kang Dynasty.
Yes.